Welcome to our Doyenne event for the Women Honoring Women special fundraising event for the WEDC Foundation. We have Joni Green, who is the president and founder of Five Stones Research Corporation, as one of our doyennes for this year. And we want to spend a few minutes talking with Joni about her experiences as a doyenne and as a business owner, and why the WEDC Foundation is so important to her.
It's been kind of a journey, and we've kind of taken an interesting route. The businesses that we've been involved in, I have in the past, and the ones that I have now have all been something that I've been passionate about. I think that's a key ingredient for success. If you're going to own or try to start a business, it has to be your passion, because it's very time consuming. But over the years, after finishing school and going back and getting a little bit more to kind of update some of my background, I have a business degree with background in marketing, and I started in the defense industry probably 20 years ago. And since then, started my own company about 14 years ago. And it's been quite the journey along learning, ever evolving. You learn things about yourself mostly when you own your own business. Because I like people who always come in and say, oh, I want to own my business and be my own boss, and it's going to be so great. I can set my own hours. And I'm like, I just laugh. I think to myself, are you kidding me? Your customers, your employees, your vendors, everybody becomes your freaking boss when you own your own business. And make sure to keep your balance. I always tell people who ask me about balance, how do you do it? And I said, well, there's no such thing. Actually, you just try to find a groove for you where you are. And I use, if I'm feeling guilty about something that I'm not doing or somewhere I needed to go, especially when the kids were young, I use that as my barometer of I need to reprioritize. And so just making sure you get your priorities right. But my business background in education has supported me along the way, and it's been quite the journey to be where we are today and own several businesses, and with Five Stones being the largest one to date. So that started probably in 2012. I got involved to mentor and was a mentor for a couple of years. And then I kind of got out a little bit. And then in 2015, I was nominated for the Women Honor Women event and was one of the honorees at that year. And then from there on, I just, it touched my heart to see these scholars, the needs that they have, the struggles, and having been in their similar situations of trying to bootstrap it to, pay for your own school, make your own way while you have kids, and doing that, it just really impressed upon me the need to stay involved. And so from there, I got invited to be on the board, and I've been involved ever since. So I love watching the scholars come in and be so timid and shy, and then by the time they graduate, they become this flower that's just opened up, and they have so much more self-confidence, and they feel so good about themselves for what they've accomplished with their school and in their professional life. So that to me is why I do what I do for the foundation and why I stay involved.
So tell us a little bit about that experience of being an honoree for the Women Honoring Women event.
It's very humbling. You feel like you're walking on a cloud, actually, to be recognized by, women in your community for the efforts that you do to support kind of make sure our community has that diverse fabric woven tightly together so that we all, can be strong. And to be amongst the women that were chosen that year as one of the honorees was humbling and exciting, and just a grand kind of experience. The way the program unfolded at the VBC really made you feel like you were a star at an award show. So it was pretty nice experience. But for me personally, it really, it touched me to be selected. So when I was a mentor, I mean, I knew the mission, I knew what they were doing, and I had my scholar. It was kind of my little pocket, so to speak, of being involved. But after becoming an honoree and learning more and more about the organization, and then becoming a board member and really getting to know how the organization works and the things that they do, and how lean and very scholar focused the board tends to be when making decisions, that was very inspirational to me, and I felt worthy of a time commitment to give back to these women, to help give them that hand up, that encouragement to be able to just try to be the next generation of honorees and leaders in our community. We need as many strong women, I think, in our surrounding area in Huntsville as we can possibly get. Most of these women are first-time college, they'll be first-time college graduate. They've been in poverty. They've had sometimes abusive situations that they've had to struggle through to try to overcome, on top of the financial and just being, kind of stretched aspects of life. But to be able to see these women persevere through that and really set that example for their kids, and to hear those kids at the events when the kids are able to come, when we have socials and things, to hear them say how it changes the children's importance and focus of school, and how important it is. And it breaks that generational poverty type cycle that tends to happen so often without education. And I tell scholars all the time, make sure to get your education, be a lifelong learner. Even after you get your degree, continue to learn, continue to better yourself, because that's something, once you have it in you, nobody can take it from you, ever. I've had several people that I would call mentors throughout my life. I think, I like to think, I've always kind of believed that you take something with you from everybody you meet, so you might as well look for something good. So that's kind of my motto when, I'm with a group or hanging around with people. You always learn something, even if you're being mentored or you're mentoring. It's always a learning experience for you to grow. So, gosh, it would have made such a huge difference. Especially the resume workshop, the financial planning workshop. I mean, all of those tools, to have those without having to, beat it out yourself and figure out the hard way, taking the hard route always, that would have been so much easier. I think it would have helped a great deal. And then having practiced interviews, so when they do apply, they have a little bit of accomplishment, already, and some confidence when they put that resume in for that job. Whereas if you don't have that, you're kind of worried. It's almost like, throwing spaghetti against the wall and hoping something sticks. So I think most of them, when they come in for the scholarship dollars that we give, the flexible financial assistance. But I think I haven't heard one yet that after they've been in the program a year that says that's the most important thing. They always say the professional development classes and their mentor kind of rank up there at the top. Those are the things that they find get the most value out of. More scholars, once I got on the board and I met more of the scholars, it resonated with me. I could see myself in each of them. And I think that's what kind of keeps me going as far as pouring into this organization. It's very worthwhile. to see the strides that these women make as they go forward. I guess inside of me, if there's something that I've planned and I'm passionate about, and I see and set that goal and that vision to flesh that out, failure's not an option. You just, go. You can make mistakes, but it's what you do after those mistakes that kind of make the difference. And so you try to not make big ones, okay, by doing a lot of risk and planning, and not make the same ones more than once. So those are kind of a little bit of the framework I kind of use as we kind of move through some of our business and activities in the community. Action. I love to debate. Not all of my executive team likes that. It makes a couple of them uncomfortable, but if we have something, even if I agree with them, I'm still going to debate it as if I don't, so that we make sure that it seen something that's nobody's mentioned. Try to poke around on it to make sure we've really made sure it's tried and tested before we take off on it. I say continue to be genuine. Don't quit. You will get there, and it's an ongoing journey your entire life. Don't think that you'll ever arrive. There's always something else you can learn, something else you can do, something else you can choose to add. I think making sure that your passion is just strong. Find the time to rest and have that introspective piece into you, so that you know that you're centered and know who you are, so you can give more. You have to feed yourself so you can pour out. Give what you can, small, little, large, to whatever extent you can. Every dollar that's given for scholars goes to help these scholars reach their educational pursuits, to provide these workshops for them, to help them become more confident and achieve their professional dreams. The foundation is extremely streamlined. The board does all of the work along with it, aside the executive director. There's very little overhead. All of these dollars is poured directly into these young women, and it will change their lives forever, because they've been striving and going and chugging and trying to, I think I can, and just keeping on when it feels like you can't go anymore. And to see these women actually stand up and just receive those pearls and be so proud of themselves, and to later on find out that they're, achieving their dreams and success, and their families have been changed forever. Their children's lives are changed forever. That's something you really can't put a value on, but it is, I can't say that I've ever been involved with an organization that is passionate about the people that they serve as the foundation is. So give what you can. We'll take it all and need it all to cover these 20 ladies. The more you give, the more ladies we can help. That's right. So, and it's so symbolic, to make a pearl that, Oyster had to get a little grain of sand that was an irritant, it was aggravating. But over the years, those layers wrap around and wrap, and it takes all of that hard, irritant ugliness and turns it into something beautiful. And that's what these women try to do with their lives. But then when they graduate and get that degree and receive those pearls, it's kind of a symbolic saying, you are a pearl. Won't you join us in supporting the WEDC Foundation?